So most likely in year 12, around the summertime, so whether that be after Easter or after May half term, you're going to have mock exams. Right, in the last video I gave some advice on mock exams. Basically, do them properly and get the best grades you can. Revise properly, because it is going to mean that you have the rest of the summer completely free. Everyone else is worrying about trying to improve their predicted grades or whatever. You're going to be absolutely fine because you did well in the mock exams, whereas everyone else didn't try and they end up getting worse grades than they wanted to. So you're going to have loads of free time. What exactly should you be doing with this free time in order to help you with your degree apprenticeship applications? I'm going to explain that in this video. So there's two main things for you to do, and this isn't going to take up loads of your time. So everyone else is spending 100% of their time, whether that be revising for resits, doing extra assignments, something like that. I'm saying chill for 75% of the time. This is just something extra you can do just for 25% of the time. Make the use of this free time basically that you have in the summer term and in your summer holidays in September, October, when it's pretty quiet because you've done the job in the mocks and you don't have anything else to do. Just spend about 25% of your time. So whether that be a couple of hours a week or in some of your free periods, just get these done. It really won't take too long, what I'm saying, in comparison to how much time you have. So to be honest, you can enjoy this free time. I'm just saying these are two things you can add in that I would strongly recommend for degree apprenticeship applications. This is good time to utilize. It's what I did. And I'm going to explain how they're seriously going to help you in the job application process next year in the middle of year 13. So the first one is work experience. Now, during COVID, companies were putting out this thing, and sort of post-COVID, they've done it as well, saying we don't need work experience. Okay, so of course, during COVID, that made sense. They can't expect work experience on people when it's been locked down for 2 years and no one had the opportunity. But now we're in 2024, basically 2025, whatever. COVID was ages ago. You've had plenty of time to get work experience. However, some companies still say things like, well, we don't need work experience, we're just looking for your skills. So I'm going to just say right now, that advice is a load of rubbish, okay? Don't listen to that, them saying, oh, you don't need a work experience, we just need skills, right? Okay, just ignore that, okay? Trust me, and I'll explain why work experience is good for you. Number one, it looks good on your CV straight away, saying you've done work experience with X company, and then you get a name of a decent company there. And during this work experience, I did all this whole list of responsibilities, these jobs, and I learned these whole list of skills doing it. Amazing. That's straight away going to get you through to the next stage, right, in 99% of the time. Because the responsibilities you've done, hopefully they match close to the job description, right? So one of the ones I applied to, the job description, it was go on site and look at these things, right? Use CAD, right? Shadow other engineers. In my CV, where I mentioned the work experience, I'd done all three of those things. I said during my work experience, I went on site, I used CAD, computer-aided design, I shadowed other engineers. It completely matched the job description. So what you're basically saying is when you've done relevant work experience is I've already done the job you want me to do, therefore I'm going to be good at it. Okay, so that's number one good thing about work experience, is it just looks really good on your CV and makes you a very attractive candidate. Number two, it's going to give you knowledge of the industry. So you're going to know specific things that you never would have known before. I learned so many things on my work experience. It was in civil engineering, by the way. I learned so many things about bridge design, about highway design, specific things like abutments and concrete pours, right? And highway standards and camber, right? Stuff that I never would have known if I hadn't have done my work experience. This is going to be super useful in your application. So whether that be in your initial application, in your cover letter, you can get that in there. Whether that is in an application question, what do you know about a company? What do you know about the industry? You've got some industry specific knowledge that you're going to have learned from the work experience, which you can put in there. The third one is during your interview, you're going to be able to, if they ask you a question like, what do you know about the industry? Boom. Fourth, a lot of companies in their assessment center, which is the last stage of the degree apprenticeship application process, they have a presentation stage, which is basically they'll ask you beforehand, 2 weeks before, we want you to make a presentation on this certain topic. Sometimes the topic can be, what do you know about the company? What do you know about the industry? Or what do you know about this field? You're going to know so much from that that's going to be super useful. So that's another one. Work experience is super useful because it's going to give you knowledge of the industry. And finally, it's again going to help you in the interview with STAR questions. So if you hadn't heard of STAR questions, that is situation, task, action, result. I've explained it in other videos how you can answer STAR questions. But basically they're questions that start with, tell me about a time when you were a leader, or tell me about a time when you worked in a team, or tell me about a time when you solved a challenging problem, right? a lot of your answers to that are going to come from work experience. Quite a few of my answers to the common questions, there's probably like 7 common questions. About 3 of mine were from the work experiences that I'd done. 3 were from one work experience, and then actually a 4th one was from a different work experience I'd done. Straight away, it's going to give you those examples. I've been having calls with people, and they've been saying, I don't really know which examples from my life to use. I don't know which scenarios to use to answer these tell me about a time star questions. Maybe it's because they haven't been having these work experience, they haven't been doing things. If you've been doing work experience, you're going to encounter situations. Maybe in your work experience, you were asked to do this. In your work experience, you had to do a difficult conversation. In your work experience, you had to like lead a project for like a couple of days, right? They're going to give you scenarios, and that's going to help in the interview with those star questions, okay? So that is why work experience is super useful. Even if companies don't say it, right? Trust me, you should have work experience. Now, coming back to what you need to do in your summer, this is perfect opportunity to do work experience. Okay, so you can spend like the rest of your summertime after your mock exams and also your summer holiday and also September, October half term, basically getting work experience, whether that's in-person work experience or virtual, it doesn't matter. It's like they have the same like merit. It's not like, oh, virtual doesn't count and in-person's good. They have the same merit, they're both work experience. So 2 things you can do from this. Number 1 is go on to SpringPod. That's a good one to look for, virtual work experience. 100% recommend doing one of those. It's really not too much of a commitment. It's basically, it'll probably take you 8 hours total to go through a SpringPod virtual work experience course. Literally just Google SpringPod, find work experience programs. You can do that 1 week in like June. Like you just spend your free periods, not even any of like your evenings or free time after school. I'm saying just like the free time you have during school hours, just spend that going through that work experience course. It'll probably only be 8 hours. Put that on your CV, and that's going to be so useful to you, right? Step number 2 is for all other types of work experience. You can check out this full video I've done on work experience, a full guide, explains how to get all different types of work experience. There's 4 main methods for getting work experience. I detail them all, including like a template email that you can actually copy and paste, edit a few things, and you can send that off to companies to ask for work experience, basically. So that's actual step number 2, check out that video. Do that throughout your summer, throughout September and October, and that is one of the highest leverage activities you can do, because you're going to have that work experience. It's going to really help you with your degree apprenticeship applications. Now, the second thing you can do in your summer is online courses, okay, or massive open online courses, MOOCs. If you do those, that again is a super high leverage activity. Just spending a couple of hours on those is going to be so useful to your percentage chance of success in your degree apprenticeship application. Every single company that you apply to and every single CV that you send off, you need to make sure you have at least one online course on there, relevant online course. So if you do one for civil engineering, you need to make sure you have some sort of civil engineering course on there. If you do it for software engineering or DTS apprenticeship, you need to make sure that you have some sort of software engineering, coding, online course, activity, whatever that is. You need to have that on there, okay? Just like the work experience, you're going to learn so much industry knowledge from this, which is going to help you in your interviews, help you in your presentations, help you in your applications. As an example, I did a massive open online course on aeronautical engineering, and then when I came to my assessment center with Rolls-Royce is an aerospace company. They make aeroplane engines, basically. When it came to that assessment center, they asked the presentation, do it on a technical topic. I basically just used all the information I'd learned from this MOOC on aeronautical engineering, and I had a super detailed presentation talking about thrust, air resistance, how lift works, how these specific, it was using equations, how does the pressure in the atmosphere and density in the atmosphere change. It was really high level, really technical, and it got me the job at Rolls-Royce, and I used the information from my online course. That's just one way how doing an online course can really help you when it comes to your application process to degree apprenticeships. And on top of that knowledge, that industry knowledge you're going to learn, it also is going to really reflect well on your skills, okay? A lot of these companies, some of the key skills they're looking for, they might list these in the job description. Have a look at the ones you're interested in. Something like dedication, perseverance, right? Willingness to learn. Willingness to learn is a key one for degree apprenticeships. Doing an online course is really going to show off those skills really well. Because think about it, you've gone out of your way to do an extra online course on top of what you're already doing at school. right? So at school, you got your schoolwork, all that sort of thing. They think you've decided, I'm going to spend my own time doing this course. And like 100% in your CV, when you put down this course, list the number of hours you did. So if it was like 7 hours per week, 6-week course, say that, right? Because that, if you say, oh, I did an online course, they might like, in their mind, they haven't thought about the length of it. Maybe in their mind, they're considering, oh, you did like a 2-hour or whatever. No, specifically say, I spent 6 weeks doing this course. It was 6 hours a week. That shows dedication. That shows perseverance. That shows willingness to learn. Because they think you're spending your like free time, your evenings, doing this extra course. It shows you're properly passionate about the subject. It shows you have those skills. It shows you have time management skills. It looks super good. What they don't know is you're using my tactic of doing well in your year 12 mocks, which means your summer term you don't have to put any effort in, and then it means you're just doing this during school time. You're not actually eating up into your evenings. That's why I recommend you do this. Literally just in your free periods at school, that's when you just do this course. Don't spend your evenings doing it, right? The company doesn't know that, right? But they think you've spent 6 times 7, like 42 hours on this MOOC, on this industry specific course, and you've done it in your evenings. That's how dedicated you are. They're going to want you as an apprentice. So just to recap, those are the 2 things you can do during your summer term. You can have loads of free time. You don't need to spend loads of time in your evenings doing extra assignments or resit revision like everyone else is, because you followed my advice. You've done year 12 mocks properly. You revised them. You got the grades you want. What you need to do is just during your free periods, during school, that's when just spend like 25% of your time doing some work experience, whether that be online at SpringPod or like get like 1 week or 2 weeks like specific work experience. You can either do that in like your holiday, like May half term or October half term, or you can just get a week off school for it. Your school will be fine. Just send them an email saying I've got this work experience. They'll give you the week off school. Do that. And on top of that, you can do online courses. Just again, do those during your free periods at school. Just go through a couple of online courses in like the relevant fields. So if you want to apply to like a car company, then do some things in like automotive engineering, sustainable transport, like electric cars, hydrogen vehicles, that sort of thing. If you're doing one in like DTS, software engineering, then do an online course on like quantum computing, AI, definitely AI is a big one, cybersecurity, maybe do some sort of like Python coding boot camp or something. And that's really going to help you in your initial application. You're going to have a good summer. I'm going to be honest. Everyone else is going to be stressed, rushing, doing work. You're going to be chilling because you don't have any like pressure on anything because you did year 12 mocks properly. You can do the work experience, do the online courses, enjoy your summer. And then when it comes to degree apprenticeship applications in the November, December, January, you're going to be in a really good place. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.